Dr. Lisa Shun cut a small piece of tissue from the alien's arm with her surgical knife. The blue skin felt like cold rubber under her gloved fingers. She placed the sample in a clear container and sealed it tight. "This is the 5th sample today," she told Jake as they worked in the Aurora's laboratory. "I need to understand why they shut down so fast." Jake looked through the lab window at the alien city outside. The crystal buildings still glowed with their soft blue light, but no movement could be seen anywhere. The tall aliens lay scattered in the snow like broken statues. "How long do you think they've been like this?" Jake asked. "Hard to say. Could be hours, could be days. Their bodies show no sign of decay, which is strange." Lisa placed the tissue sample under her microscope and began to study it. Pete Rodriguez walked into the lab, carrying a piece of alien technology he had found near the buildings. It looked like a smooth metal plate that bent and twisted in impossible ways. When he touched it, the surface rippled like water. "This stuff is incredible," Pete said, setting the alien material on the work table. "It's like nothing I've ever seen." "Watch this." He pressed his finger against the metal plate. The material responded by forming a small bump exactly where he touched it. When he moved his finger, the bump followed along the surface. "It reads your body somehow," Pete explained. "When I hold it, it gets warm. When I let go, it goes back to normal temperature." Lisa looked up from her microscope with excitement in her eyes. "That matches what I'm seeing in the tissue samples. These aliens have an amazing biological system, but it only works in warm temperatures." She pointed to the microscope screen where tiny alien cells were visible. "Look at this. Their cells are packed with energy storage systems. They can do incredible things with very little fuel. But when the temperature drops below zero, everything stops working." Jake leaned over to look at the screen. The alien cells looked like tiny machines with moving parts. Some parts were still, while others twitched slowly. "So they're like computers that overheat, except they freeze instead?" Jake asked. "Exactly, but in reverse. A computer stops working when it gets too hot. These aliens stop working when they get too cold." Lisa switched to a different tissue sample. "Their whole body is designed for perfect energy efficiency. No waste heat, no extra energy used anywhere. But that means they can't warm themselves up." Pete picked up another piece of alien technology from his collection. This one looked like a small crystal that gave off light when he held it. "Their machines work the same way. Perfect efficiency, but they need warmth to function." Over the next few days, the 3 humans explored the alien city carefully. They found amazing technology everywhere. Vehicles that floated above the ground without making any sound. Computers that worked by just thinking at them. Weapons that could cut through solid rock with beams of light. But all of it was dead and cold. Lisa spent hours studying alien biology while Pete worked on understanding their technology. Jake organized their findings and tried to figure out what it all meant. "They're more advanced than us in every way," Jake said during their evening meeting. "Their science is hundreds of years ahead of ours, maybe thousands. But they have one big weakness," Lisa added. "They can't handle cold. On Earth, humans learned to make fire, build shelters, and create warm clothing. These aliens never needed to learn those skills." Pete held up a piece of alien hull material that he had been studying. "This metal can change its shape, conduct electricity perfectly, and store huge amounts of energy. But only when it's warm. In the cold, it becomes just regular metal." Jake walked to the window and looked out at the frozen landscape. "So we're dealing with a species that's incredibly advanced but completely helpless in cold weather." "That's right," Lisa said. "And this planet gets very cold. I've been checking the weather data. The temperature drops to -60 degrees during the winter season, which lasts about 8 months." Pete stood up and began pacing around the lab. "But what if we could combine their technology with our heating systems? We know how to stay warm. They know how to build incredible machines." Lisa nodded slowly. "That's actually a brilliant idea. Look at this tissue sample again." She brought up the microscope image on the large screen. The alien cells respond to electrical signals just like human nerve cells do. If we could provide external heat and electrical stimulation, we might be able to make their technology work, even in cold temperatures. Jake felt excitement building in his chest. Are you saying we could take their technology and make it work in conditions where they can't? Maybe, Pete said. I've been testing this whole material. When I run a small electrical current through it and heat it up, it becomes incredibly responsive. It's like programmable matter. Lisa pulled up more data on her computer. The aliens' weakness is also their strength. Because they're so energy efficient, their technology is incredibly powerful. A human would need a huge generator to power some of their devices. But because they don't waste energy, their machines can run on almost nothing. So, if we can provide the heat and electrical power they need, Jake said, we could use technology that's far beyond anything Earth has ever created. Pete grinned and picked up a piece of alien clothing he had found. And I think I know how to start. This fabric can regulate temperature, but only when it's already warm. If we add human heating elements to it, we could create the perfect cold weather gear. Lisa looked at the biological data on her screen. The aliens' bodies produce bioelectricity, just like ours do. That's probably how they control their technology. If we can figure out how to duplicate that signal, we could control their machines, Jake finished. Even when they can't. The three humans looked at each other with growing excitement. They were sitting in the middle of an alien city filled with technology beyond their wildest dreams. The aliens who built it were helpless in the cold, but humans had been dealing with cold weather for thousands of years. We need to start experimenting, Jake said. Carefully. We don't want to damage anything. Pete was already heading toward his workstation. I'll start with the simple stuff. Heating elements and basic electrical systems. See if I can get some of their devices working. Lisa turned back to her microscope. I'll keep studying their biology. If we're going to help them, we need to understand exactly how their bodies work. Jake looked out the window at the alien city. One more time. The crystal buildings still glowed in the cold, powered by systems he didn't understand. But for the first time since landing on this frozen world, he felt like they might be able to do more than just survive. They might be able to thrive. Pete Rodriguez spread the alien fabric across his work table and plugged in his soldering iron. The material looked like liquid silver but felt soft like cotton. When he touched it, the fabric became warm and seemed to pulse with life. Okay. Let's see if this works. Pete said to himself he had spent 3 days figuring out how the alien material responded to electricity. The fabric would change its thickness when he sent small electrical signals through it. More electricity made it thicker and warmer. Less electricity made it thin and cool. Pete carefully attached thin copper wires to human heating elements. These, were simple devices that got hot when electricity flowed through them. Every winter coat on Earth used similar technology to keep people warm. The hard part was connecting human technology to alien materials. Pete had to be very gentle. The alien fabric was incredibly delicate. Too much heat or electricity would damage it permanently. Come on, work with me here, Pete whispered as he made the final connection. He switched on the power. The heating element glowed red hot. The alien fabric around it began to change. It grew thicker near the heating element and formed tiny air pockets that trapped warm air. Within minutes, the entire piece of fabric was warm to the touch. Jake, Lisa, come see this. Pete shouted. Jake and Lisa rushed into the workshop. Pete held up the hybrid fabric proudly. It looked like normal cloth, but heat radiated from it evenly across the entire surface. This is incredible, Lisa said, touching the warm fabric. How hot does it get? I can control the temperature exactly, Pete explained. The alien material spreads the heat perfectly. No hot spots, no cold areas. It's like the fabric has a brain. Jake took the fabric and wrapped it around his arm. Even through his thick jacket, he could feel the gentle warmth spreading across his skin. This feels amazing, but can we make it into actual clothing? Pete grinned and pointed to a corner of his workshop. There, hanging on a metal frame, was something that looked like a spacesuit. But instead of the bulky white suits that Earth astronauts wore, this was sleek and form-fitting. "I've been working on this for 2 days," Pete said. "It's a full body suit made from alien fabric with human heating systems built in." The suit was beautiful. It looked like it was made from liquid metal that flowed and curved in all the right places. Small heating elements were woven throughout. The fabric connected by thin wires that were almost invisible. "The alien's fabric responds to bioelectricity," Pete explained. "That means it reads the electrical signals from your nervous system. When you're cold, your body produces different electrical patterns. The suit detects this and automatically adjusts the temperature." Lisa ran her hands over the suit's surface. "So it knows when you need more heat without you having to do anything?" "Exactly. But I also added manual controls just in case." Pete showed them a small device attached to the suit's wrist. "You can override the automatic system if you need to." Jake looked at the suit with amazement. "Have you tested it?" "Not yet. I wanted to make sure it was safe first." Pete picked up another piece of alien technology from his work table. "But I did test this." He held up what looked like a small alien tool. It had been cold and dead when he found it in the alien city. Now it hummed with energy and glowed with soft blue light. "I've built a heating unit into the handle," Pete said. "When the tool gets warm enough, it starts working. Watch this." Pete pointed the tool at a piece of metal scrap. A beam of light shot out and cut through the metal like it was butter. The cut was perfectly smooth and clean. "That's impossible," Jake said. "How much power does that thing use?" "Almost none. That's the amazing part about alien technology. It's incredibly efficient. This tool could run for months on a single battery charge." Pete turned off the device and set it down. "But only if we keep it warm." Lisa was studying the cut metal with a magnifying glass. "The edge is perfect. No burn marks, no rough surfaces. Our best laser cutters can't do work this clean." Over the next few days, Pete worked non-stop to create more hybrid devices. He took alien computers and added heating systems to make them work in cold temperatures. He modified alien communication devices so humans could use them. He even figured out how to power alien vehicles with human energy sources. Each success was bigger than the last. The alien computers could process information faster than anything on Earth. Their communication devices could send messages across space instantly. The vehicles could fly without making any noise and needed almost no fuel. But the real breakthrough came when Pete tried on the thermal suit for the first time. Jake and Lisa watched nervously as Pete sealed himself inside the hybrid garment. The suit adjusted automatically to fit his body perfectly. The heating elements began working immediately, and the alien fabric started changing its properties to match Pete's body temperature. "How does it feel?" Jake asked. Pete took a few steps around the workshop. The suit moved with him like a second. "Skin, it feels incredible. I can't even tell I'm wearing it. And I'm perfectly warm." "Let's test it outside," Lisa suggested. The three humans walked out of the aurora into the cold air. The temperature had dropped to -40 degrees. Jake and Lisa shivered in their heavy winter coats, but Pete looked completely comfortable in his sleek suit. "I feel like I'm standing in a warm room," Pete said. "The suit is maintaining my body temperature automatically." They walked to the alien city where the tall beings still lay motionless in the snow. Pete knelt down next to one of the aliens and placed his hand on its cold skin. "Jake, I have an idea," Pete said. "What if we could make heating systems for the aliens themselves? If we could warm them up, they might come back to life." Lisa's eyes widened. "That's brilliant. But we'd need to understand their biology better. I don't want to accidentally hurt them." Jake looked around at the frozen alien city. "If we could wake them up, we could communicate with them properly, maybe work together." Pete stood up and brushed snow off his hybrid suit. "I think I can build heating blankets using the same technology as this suit. We could wrap the aliens in them and slowly bring their body temperature back to normal." "But what if they don't want our help?" Jake asked. "What if they see us as invaders who are stealing their technology?" Lisa thought about this carefully. "We'll have to take that risk. These beings are dying. If we don't help them, They'll never wake up from this cold sleep. Pete was already planning his next project. I'll need more alien fabric and more heating elements. But I think I can build something that will work. Jake looked at his two team members with pride. They had taken humanity's simple understanding of staying warm and combined it with alien technology that was beyond their wildest dreams. The result was something neither species could have created alone. Let's do it, Jake decided. Let's try to save them. As they walked back to their ship, Pete's thermal suit gleamed in the weak sunlight. The alien fabric rippled and adjusted with each step he took. For the first time since landing on this frozen world, Jake felt like they had a real chance of not just surviving, but of changing everything. Pete carried the large heating blanket across the snow toward the closest alien body. The blanket was made from the same hybrid technology as his suit, but much bigger. Heating elements were woven throughout the alien fabric, creating a warming system that could bring a frozen body back to life. "Are you sure this is safe?" Lisa asked as she followed behind him. She carried a medical scanner to monitor the alien's vital signs. "As sure as I can be," Pete replied. "I tested it on smaller alien devices first. The heating rate is very gradual, so we shouldn't shock their system." Jake walked beside them, wearing his own thermal suit that Pete had finished the night before. All three humans were now equipped with the hybrid technology that made them comfortable in the brutal cold. They reached the first alien, a tall being with silver markings on its blue skin. It lay on its side in the snow, eyes closed, looking like a statue made of colored glass. Pete carefully unfolded the heating blanket and spread it over the alien's body. "Starting the warming process now," Pete said as he activated the blankets. Heating system, the blanket began to glow with soft warmth. Pete had programmed it to start at the alien's current body temperature and slowly increase by 2 degrees every hour. Too fast would be dangerous. Too slow might not work at all. Lisa held her scanner over the alien's chest. "I'm getting very faint biological readings. Heart rate is almost zero, but there is some activity." They waited for 3 hours. Jake paced nervously in the snow while Pete checked the heating blanket systems every few minutes. Lisa monitored the alien's vital signs and took notes on her tablet. Then something changed. The alien's fingers twitched slightly. Lisa's scanner began beeping faster as the creature's heart rate increased. The blue glow under its skin started to return, beginning at the chest and spreading outward to the arms and legs. "It's working," Lisa whispered. The alien's eyes opened slowly. They were large and dark, with no visible pupils. The creature looked around in confusion, then focused on the 3 humans standing over it. Very carefully, it sat up and pushed the heating blanket aside. Jake held up his hands in what he hoped was a peaceful gesture. The alien studied him for a long moment, then made the same hand gesture back. It seemed to remember the humans from their first meeting. The alien tried to stand, but stumbled and fell back down. Pete quickly moved forward and offered his hand. The alien looked at Pete's thermal suit with what seemed like surprise, then accepted the help. When the alien was standing, it made a series of complex gestures with its 4 arms. The movements were faster and more energetic than before, suggesting the creature was feeling much better. "I think it's trying to thank us," Jake said. The alien pointed to the heating blanket, then to Pete's thermal suit, then to itself. It made more gestures that seemed like questions. Pete pulled out a small device he had built for communication. It could translate simple gestures into sounds and patterns that the alien computers might understand. He had based it on technology he found in the alien city. "We help you." "Warm," Pete said slowly while making simple gestures. The alien's bioluminescent patches flashed in patterns. Pete's translator device made soft beeping sounds as it tried to process the meaning. "Grateful cold Save," came the electronic voice from Pete's device. Jake felt excitement building in his chest. They were actually communicating with an alien being. The alien looked around at its companions who still lay frozen in the snow. It pointed to them and made urgent gestures. "Friends. Please," the translator said. "We can help all of them." Jake replied through Pete's device. "But it will take time." Over the next several hours, the humans worked to set up heating blankets over more aliens. Pete had brought enough equipment to revive 5 more beings. As each alien warmed up and came back to life, they helped carry more heating equipment. From the Aurora, the revived aliens were amazed by the human technology. They examined Pete's thermal suit with great interest, touching the fabric and studying the heating elements. They seemed to understand immediately what the humans had accomplished. As more aliens awakened, they began working together to help their frozen companions. The process went much faster with their help. The aliens knew exactly how to position the heating blankets, and how to tell when one of their people was ready to wake up, but then something unexpected happened. Jake noticed movement in the distance near the alien city. More aliens were emerging from the crystal buildings. These ones were not frozen. They moved with the quick, graceful steps that the humans had seen during the first encounter. "How are they still active?" Lisa asked, one of the revived aliens. "Made rapid gestures." Pete's translator worked to keep up with the complex communication. "Deep ... geothermal energy," the device said. "They ... stayed ... inside ... during ... Jake realized what this meant. Not all the aliens had been caught outside when the temperature dropped. Some had made it to heated shelters deep underground, and now they were coming to investigate what was happening. The approaching aliens carried devices that definitely looked like weapons. Long crystalline rods that glowed with dangerous-looking energy. They moved in formation like soldiers. "Jake," Pete said quietly, "I don't think they're happy to see us." The lead alien in the approaching group was taller than the others, with gold markings instead of silver. It raised one of its weapons and pointed it at the humans. The alien that Jake's team had first revived quickly moved between the humans and the armed group. It made rapid, urgent gestures and spoke in flashing light patterns that filled the air around them. The golden-marked leader listened to the explanation, but did not lower its weapon. It gestured toward Pete's thermal suit and the heating equipment scattered around the area. "They steal technology," Pete's translator said, picking up fragments of the conversation. The revived alien continued to argue with the leader. More light patterns flashed back and forth. Other awakened aliens joined the discussion, all of them gesturing toward the humans and the hybrid equipment. Jake could see that the situation was getting tense. The armed aliens outnumbered the humans and their new allies. If this turned into a fight, the humans would lose badly. But then Jake had an idea. He stepped forward and began removing his thermal suit in full view of all the aliens. The cold air hit him immediately, and he began to shiver. Pete and Lisa looked at him like he had lost his mind. Jake pointed to his own shivering body, then to the aliens lying in the snow, then to Pete's warming equipment. He was trying to show that the humans were just as vulnerable to cold as the aliens were. The golden-marked leader seemed to understand. It made a gesture that Pete's device translated as "explain." Jake took a deep breath and began the most important speech of his life, knowing that everything depended on making these aliens understand that humans had come not as conquerors, but as partners who could help both species survive in the cold. Jake shivered as the cold air bit through his regular clothes. Without the thermal suit, he was just another creature that could freeze to death on this world. He pointed to himself, then to the frozen aliens in the snow. Double quotes. "We ... You," Jake said through Pete's translation device. "Cold ... kills. US too?" The golden-marked alien leader tilted its head and studied Jake. The human was clearly suffering in the cold, his breath coming out in white clouds, his body shaking. Jake picked up one of the heating blankets and wrapped it around his shoulders. The warmth felt wonderful, but he knew he had to make his point clear. "We ... darn ... warm," Jake continued. "Your people ... we ... together." Pete stepped forward and held up a piece of alien fabric next to a human heating element. "Your ... materials ... heat." Better together. The leader looked at the hybrid technology with growing interest. It made gestures to one of its companions, who approached and examined Pete's thermal suit more closely. Lisa joined the demonstration by showing her scanner readings from the revived aliens. Your people now we cold The revived alien that they had first saved moved closer to the leader and began making rapid gestures. The light patterns under its skin flashed in complex sequences. Other awakened aliens joined the conversation, all of them seeming to support the humans. Jake could see that the leader was thinking carefully about what it was seeing. The armed aliens lowered their weapons slightly, but remained ready to use them if needed. Then, the leader made a decision. It gestured for everyone to follow and began walking toward the Crystal City. The other aliens fell in behind it, with the humans in the middle of the group. They entered one of the larger crystal buildings. Inside, the walls glowed with warm light, and the temperature was comfortable for both humans and aliens. The building seemed to be some kind of meeting hall, with curved seating arranged in circles. The leader gestured for Jake to sit in the center of the room. Pete and Lisa sat on either side of him, while dozens of aliens filled the other seats. The revived alien sat closest to the humans, while the armed aliens stayed near the walls. What followed was the most important conversation in human history. The leader began making complex gestures and light patterns. Pete's translation device worked hard to keep up with the rapid communication. I am vel -dr devata for r from distant star? Yes, Jake replied. We come from we explore new worlds. Your cold? Velfera asked. Jake nodded. Our world has told. Seasons. We make fire shelters create warm clothes. Velfera's bioluminescent patches flickered with what seemed like amazement. We davered never this our world always warm began dying. Lisa leaned forward. How long your tap trap here? Many generations. Our ships fly in cold. Our technology working. Many heat Pete held up his thermal suit. We and this your materials plus technology. Velthera studied the hybrid suit carefully. Show me this works. For the next hour, Pete demonstrated how he had combined human heating elements with alien fabric. He showed how the bioelectric sensors could read body temperature and adjust automatically. He explained how human power sources could keep alien technology working even in extreme cold. The aliens were fascinated. They asked detailed questions about human heating methods, about fire, about insulation, about all the ways humans had learned to survive in cold climates. Your species differently, Velthara said finally. You environment instead instead to environment. Yes, Jake replied. We world. This is wisdom we considered. Velthera stood and walked to a wall covered with alien controls. It touched several surfaces and images appeared in the air above them. Jake could see star maps, pictures of alien colonies, and what looked like population numbers. double quotes are people scattered across worlds, all juggling with cold dim. We out. The alien leader turned back to the humans. But your knowledge us your technology. Combined with materials materials us. Survive anywhere. Jake felt excitement building in his chest. We help, but we want to learn learn to do what want to spoke up. Your materials amazing. Your computers, your ships, your energy systems. We to learn much. Lisa added. We to build research research your study your science share knowledge. Velthera was quiet for a long time. The other aliens waited patiently for their leader to make a decision. Finally it spoke. We agree. Your people we share our technology. You share your wisdom. The hall filled with light patterns as the other aliens showed their approval. Even the armed aliens seemed pleased with the decision. Over the following months, the partnership between humans and aliens grew stronger. Pete worked with alien engineers to create better thermal regulation systems. They built heating networks throughout the Crystal City that kept all the aliens comfortable even during the coldest weather. Lisa collaborated with alien scientists to understand how their biological systems worked. Together they developed medical treatments that could help aliens survive temporary exposure to cold. Jake coordinated the construction of a permanent human research station next to the alien city. The building used hybrid technology that combined human heating systems with alien materials to create the most advanced structure either species had ever built. The aliens shared their knowledge freely. Human scientists learned about energy storage, gravity manipulation, and faster-than-light communication. In return, humans taught the aliens about thermodynamics, combustion engines, and environmental adaptation. 6 months after first contact, Jake stood on the observation deck of the new research station. Through the window, he could see humans and aliens working together on projects that neither species could have imagined alone. The thermal suits had evolved into full environmental systems that allowed both species to work comfortably in any conditions on the planet. Alien vehicles now had human heating systems that let them operate year-round. Human computers had been upgraded with alien processing technology that made them incredibly fast and efficient. Jake activated his communication system and began recording his final report to Earth. Mission successful. We have established humanity's first permanent alliance with an alien species. The key to success was not our weapons or our technology, but our knowledge of how to stay warm. He paused and looked out at the bustling activity below. We have learned that our greatest strength as a species is not our intelligence or our creativity, but our ability to adapt our environment to our needs. This simple skill, developed over thousands of years of surviving harsh winters, has made us valuable partners to beings whose technology surpasses ours by centuries. Jake smiled as he watched a group of human children playing with young aliens. In the heated courtyard below, the future looked bright indeed. Dr. Lisa Morgan stared at the emergency message flashing on her screen. The words made her stomach twist with worry. Colony Kepler 442b was calling for help, and their situation sounded desperate. She walked quickly to the bridge of the HMS Darwin, her boots clicking against the metal floor. Captain Jake Sullivan stood near the main display, his face hard as stone. He looked up when she entered. "Lisa, we got a problem," Jake said. "The mining colony on Kepler 442 sent this message 3 hours ago." The screen showed a woman with dirt on her face and fear in her eyes. "This is Colony Administrator Helen Foster. We need immediate military assistance. The creature has attacked again. 17 people are dead. Our weapons don't work against it. Please, someone help us." Lisa felt her heart race. She had heard stories about dangerous creatures on remote planets, but this sounded different, worse. "How far are we from their location?" she asked. 2 days. "If we change course now," Jake replied. "But Lisa, we're scientists, not soldiers. Our mission is to study the gas clouds in the Vega system, not fight monsters." Commander Alex Rivera stepped forward. His military uniform was neat and pressed, unlike the casual clothes worn by the science team. "Captain, I recommend we contact the nearest military base. This sounds like a job for trained fighters, not researchers." Lisa studied the frozen image of Helen Foster on the screen. The woman looked exhausted, like she hadn't slept in weeks. What exactly are they dealing with? Did they send any data about the creature? Jake pressed a few buttons and new information appeared. They call it the Devourer. It's big, maybe 40 meters long. Looks like a giant snake with crystal-like skin. It came from underground when they started deep mining 6 months ago. 6 months? Lisa's eyes widened. They'd been fighting this thing for 6 months? Not fighting, Alex corrected. Hiding. Every weapon they've tried just bounces off its skin, energy rifles, explosive charges, even mining lasers. Nothing works. Lisa looked at the data more carefully. The creature had appeared 23 times in 6 months. Each time, it destroyed mining equipment and tunnels. But something didn't add up. "This pattern is strange," she said, pointing at the screen. "Look at the timing. It appears every 8 to 10 days, always near the same mining shafts. And it doesn't attack the living areas directly." "What are you thinking?" Jake asked. "I'm thinking maybe this isn't a simple monster attack. Maybe there's more to this story." Alex shook his head. "Lisa, 17 people are dead. This thing is dangerous and it needs to be stopped. The colonists need military support, not theories." "I agree they need help," Lisa said firmly. "But rushing in with guns might make things worse. What if we're missing something important?" Kate Williams, their weapons specialist, joined the conversation. "I've seen the video footage they sent. This creature is massive and aggressive. It tears through metal like paper. Whatever it is, it's not friendly." Lisa pulled up the video files on her tablet. The footage was shaky and dark, taken from security cameras inside the mining complex. She watched as something huge moved through the tunnels, its crystal scales reflecting the emergency lights, but as she watched more carefully, she noticed something others had missed. The creature wasn't just destroying things randomly. It seemed to be searching for something specific. "Jake, I need to see all their geological surveys," she said suddenly. "Why?" "Because I think this creature isn't attacking the colony. I think it's trying to go home." Alex laughed, but there was no humor in it. "Home? Lisa, this thing killed 17 people. It's not looking for a cozy place to sleep." "Look at the movement patterns," Lisa insisted, showing her tablet to the others. "Every time it appears, it heads straight for the deepest mining shafts. Then it gets confused and starts breaking things. What if the mining operation damaged its habitat?" Engineer Paul Davis had been quiet until now. "She might have a point," he said slowly. "The colonists mentioned that the creature appeared right after they broke through into some kind of underground cave system. They sealed it off after the first attack." "Sealed it off?" Lisa felt pieces of a puzzle clicking together in her mind. "They sealed off its home?" Jake rubbed his forehead. "Even if you're right, Lisa, what can we do? The colonists are trapped. This creature is dangerous, whether it's lost or not." "We help them," Lisa said. "But maybe not the way everyone expects." "The military will be there in 2 weeks," Alex said. "They'll have the firepower to deal with this threat properly." 2 weeks might be too late," Lisa replied. "And what if killing it isn't the answer? What if there's another way?" Jake looked between his science officer and his military commander. Both were smart people, but they saw the problem very differently. As captain, the choice was his to make. Change course for Kepler 442b, he finally decided. We'll assess the situation when we arrive. Maybe we can help somehow. Alex didn't look happy, but he nodded. I'll prepare the weapon systems, just in case. And I'll study everything we have about underground ecosystems, Lisa added. If I'm right about this creature, we need to understand what we're really dealing with. As the HMS Darwin changed direction toward the troubled colony, Lisa couldn't shake the feeling that this mission would change everything. She had spent her career studying alien life forms, but she had never encountered anything like this situation. The next 2 days would determine whether her theory was brilliant or deadly wrong. Either way, 3,000 colonists were counting on them to find an answer. Lisa returned to her lab and began studying every piece of data the colony had sent. Somewhere in the geological surveys and creature sightings, she hoped to find the key to solving this crisis without more bloodshed. Time was running out, and a creature the size of a building was waiting on Kepler 442b.